What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, as we edge towards our next game against the Indiana Pacers today, I want to talk about someone that I believe is truly underrated for the Chicago Bulls, and someone that I do not think gets enough credit for the performances that not only he is having, but he's playing part of the reason why this Bulls team is winning as well. And the player that I want to talk about is Derrick Jones Jr, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls overall performances and Derrick Jones Jr.'s overall performance. And I do have to ask another question as well. With Javonte Green potentially returning very soon, is it a guarantee that he gets over, I guess, Derrick Jones Jr. in the rotation currently where it stands with this Chicago Bulls team? I'll talk all about that in this video, but first and foremost, Derrick Jones Jr. is not the most, I guess, incredible player on the Chicago Bulls team. But what I'm trying to say is he's not technically the best player on this Bulls team. But, ladies and gentlemen, his versatility, his ability to be a very solid bench player, I think does not get anywhere near enough credit than what it currently should be for the Chicago Bulls. He is being asked to play in almost every single position you could ask for in terms of his NBA season thus far. Backup center, Derrick Jones Jr. is there. Power forward, Derrick Jones Jr. is there. Small forward, Derrick Jones Jr. is there. Guard, the best player on the team when obviously guys like Patrick Williams or Caruso's not playing or they're out, Derrick Jones Jr. is there. Versatility is key for this Chicago Bulls team, and there's not many on this team that is more versatile than Derrick Jones Jr. And not only am I talking about his defense here, his offense has taken a new level in my opinion as well. This is one of the seasons where I truly feel like Derrick Jones has been much more aggressive on the offensive end. I don't have the stats to back me up in that way. I haven't really looked at the stats, but at the end of the day, where I sit right now, Derrick Jones Jr. has become much more aggressive as a player. He's been used very well in the pick and roll. He's shooting the three-point shot at a nice level as well. That is obviously great to see. But his airplane mode, his flight mode has been much more of a problem and a big compliment to his game this season than it was last season, in my humble opinion. And again, the actual signing of Derrick Jones Jr. has been a very smart one overall. For a lot of people that critique a Torres kind of service in the Bulls front office, and some of those people have the rights to do that at the end of the day. It's not been a perfect ride for the Chicago Bulls, but I don't think anyone has really argued that the signing of Derrick Jones Jr. for the amount that we got him at was a good signing for the Chicago Bulls. And I'll tell you why. Because again, I think a lot of people already know this, just because when we signed Derrick Jones Jr. and I made the video saying the Bulls re-signed Derrick Jones Jr., a lot of people said it was a smart move. For the bird rights reason, we owned his bird rights, which means it didn't affect the salary as much as it possibly could have, but also because he's 25 years old at the time and he still had a lot of room to improve as a player and obviously get accustomed with the chemistry of this team. And that's exactly what he's done. No, he's not the shooter that we probably wanted and we probably were pursuing, but at the end of the day, for what he's able to do on this team, he has been a solid signing overall, and that is something that I'm very excited about. Whether it comes to whether you don't like the trade that we did for Larry Market or not, that's a whole different story. The signing of Derrick Jones Jr., bringing him back into this team, I thought was a very smart move, and it's turning out to be a very good move in more ways than one. Offensively and defensively, the last 3 weeks, he has been superb for the Chicago Bulls team, and that is something that I do not want to see go ignored. Because he's not won Player of the Week's or Sixth Man of the Week's award for me, but at the end of the day, he's been up there and close every single week for the past 3 weeks. And I do not want to ignore him as a player, and I most certainly do not want to ignore the performances he's been delivering for the Chicago Bulls, as again, we are now starting to win a little bit more games, 3-game win streak, and I think he's been a big part of that. This game, last game, the game before, the last 3 weeks, I've been honestly so happy with how Derrick Jones Jr. has performed. But now the question goes, what I asked at the beginning of the video, I will bring to your guys' attention now. With Javonte Green being re-evaluated fairly soon, I would say, by the Chicago Bulls team, Is there a possibility when Javonte Green returns to the team that he takes over Derrick Jones Jr.'s minutes? Will Derrick Jones Jr. go back to the back of the line, I guess, in many ways, like he was at the start of the season, this time out with Javonte Green returning? And I've got to be honest, there's a lot of ways we could go down with this answer, but my humble opinion is I don't believe Javonte Green takes any of Derrick Jones Jr.'s minutes coming into, obviously, the return of the lineup, and here's why. Derrick Jones Jr. for some of those minutes is playing as the backup center position right now. And I think it's clear as day that Billy Donovan likes small ball more than he likes using Andre Drummond or Tony Bradley, which we've barely seen this season. So at the end of the day, that's just one instance alone of why I don't think Javonte Green will affect Derrick Jones Jr.'s minutes. But another reason is Derrick Jones Jr. has been in this team for a long time now, and he's finally starting to get accustomed to playing with this team at a high level, and I think he's really relishing his time with the Chicago Bulls at the moment. Javonte Green will come back, and he's going to have a small adjustment period, and I think we will use Javonte Green for his energy, because that's exactly what he's there to do, an energy bunny, as I like to call him, someone that can just run constantly, hard work, offensive rebounds, put back dunks, and all these things, and it works. And when we need energy, I would definitely turn to Javonte Green as the guy to give us that energy, to give us that spark plug off of our bench. But ladies and gentlemen, when Javonte Green has been gone, Derrick Jones has done a fine job at doing that exact role, and he's bringing a little bit more to the table. That's something that I'm very happy about. And with all things considered, I sincerely hope by the free agency period comes around, I think Derrick Jones Jr. has a player option. I sincerely hope that he's one of the guys I would absolutely love to keep at the offseason. Of course, you never know. The Bulls might want to cash in on him now when he's playing at such a great level, but I really do believe at the end of the day, he's one of those players I would absolutely love to keep because his versatility is undeniable right now. From pretty much the 2 position all the way to the 5 position, he could be put in that position and thrive. He could be a corner shooter and just shoot threes, and he can still do it at an okay level. He's used as a pick and roll player as a center, and he can get to the basket and be very athletic. He's obviously amazing in transition as well. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. So again, I've been super impressed with Derrick Jones Jr. I'd like to see much more performances like this in the future. But most importantly, with Javonte Green coming back, I hope he's not the guy that's going to get axed by the team to bring Javonte back, because at the end of the day, I do believe that is a small possibility it can happen. Again, at the beginning of the season, Derrick Jones Jr. was waiting for his opportunity. Now that he's got his opportunity, I really think he's done enough to keep his opportunity and to keep that momentum with this Bulls team. And it's also why I believe we are not rushing Javonte Green back to the table, because right now, I think the next man up mentality has worked for Derrick Jones Jr. and I've been very impressed by him. I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below. He's a role player at the end of the day. He is a bench player. I'm not saying this to praise him to the point where I believe he should be a starter or praise him to the point where I believe he's one of our best players or anything like that, but he's doing his role to perfection in my opinion, and that's what role players should do. It's a team game, and team games have roles, have things you have to do well, and Derrick Jones Jr. is one of the better players on this Bulls team at doing his role well. No matter where that role is, what his job is supposed to be, he is doing a very good job at it. I still would persist on bigger ball than small ball. I would not go back on that statement whatsoever, but I can't deny how good he's been for this Bulls team as a center or as a, I guess, forward, which is the position I prefer him in and the position I still believe he plays his best at. But anyway, I'd like to know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.